Hi YouTube, Tim Margaret here. In this video we are going to continue with solving equations by factoring. This time we're dealing with difference of square problems. So the first thing we need to check is that one side of the equation is equal to 0. So in this particular case we have that condition. Now a difference of square problems takes the following pattern. It typically has the pattern a squared minus b squared. And it factors into a plus b times a minus b. Okay? So knowing that, if we have x squared minus 36, and that's equal to 0, well, if a squared is x squared, then a would equal x. And if b squared is 36, then b would equal the square root of 36, which is just 6. So this will factor into x plus 6 times x minus 6. And that equals 0. And as I said in a previous video, that we can set each of these factors equal to 0. So if I set this factor equal to 0, well, 0 times whatever this number is will be 0. And likewise, if I set this factor here equal to 0, whatever this is times 0 will also equal 0. So that's how we're going to find our two solutions. We're going to set x plus 6 equal to 0. And we're also going to set, hold on, let me fix that 0 there. We're also going to set x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so for this one, I would subtract 6 from the left-hand side. I'm also going to have to do that to the right-hand side to keep it equivalent. 6 minus 6 is 0, so we get x equals negative 6. On this side here, we would add 6 to both sides. Alright, so 6 minus 6 is 0. We get x equals positive 6. So these are the two solutions. So what does that mean? And in other names you will hear for this, you might hear roots, you might have zeros, you might hear x-intercepts. Well, that's because the quadratic here, and there's a positive 1, even though we don't write the 1 in front of this quadratic, this is going to cross the x-axis at x equals negative 6 and x equals 6. So let's just say right here is negative 6, and this is 6, positive 6 here. Our quadratic is going to cross the x-axis at these 2 points. So we're going to have something like, pretend that was an actually well-drawn parabola there. But we're going to have something like that, okay? So we've found our two solutions, x equals negative 6 and x equals 6. Let's keep going, try a few more so you can make sure you get the hang of this. All right? All right, so the next one, solve the following equation by factoring. We have x squared equals 49. Now, to be fair, we could take the square root of both sides. You can solve quadratics by taking square roots, and this one's set up probably better for that. But if we want to solve it by factoring, we want to get one side equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 49 from both sides. And I'm going to get x squared minus 49, and that's going to equal 0. So again, this is a difference of squares pattern. If our a squared is x squared, that means our a is going to be just x. And if b squared is 49, well, b would be the square root of 49, so it would be 7. So this is going to factor to x plus 7 times x minus 7. And we'll set that equal to 0, because it does equal 0. Now we can set each of these factors equal to 0 and solve for our two solutions. So we can say x plus 7 equals 0. And x minus 7 will also equal 0. So now we can subtract 7 from both sides. 7 minus 7 is 0, so we're going to get x equals negative 7. Here we're going to add 7 to both sides. So 7 minus 7. 7 minus 7 here. Hold on one sec. 7 minus 7, that's 0. These are going to cancel. We're going to get x equals positive 7. So our two solutions are x equals negative 7 and x equals positive 7 there. All right? Okay, let's try another one. All right, solve the following equation by factoring. 9x squared minus 25 equals 0. So now this one is also a difference of squares, but we have a number greater than 1 in front of x squared. So if I were going to say a squared equals 9x squared, to figure out what a is, we'd take the square root of both sides here. So a is going to equal 3x. Okay, and then if I'm going to say b squared equals 25, we do the same thing. We take the square root of both sides. We get b equals 5. So this factors to 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. And that's equal to 0. Now we're going to set each of the factors equal to 0. So we're going to say 3x plus 5 equals 0. And 3x minus 5 equals 0. Okay, so first off, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides here. 5 minus 5 is 0. We're left with 3x equals negative 5. Okay, then we divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals negative 5/3. Is one of our solutions. Okay, over here we're going to add 5 to both sides. Five minus 5 is 0. We get 3x equals 5. We're then going to divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals 5/3 as our other solution. So x equals negative 5/3 and x equals 5/3 are our two solutions for that last one. Let's look at one more. All right. So solve the following equation by factoring. 121x squared equals 11. Now we could take square roots of both sides, but we're going to do it by factoring. We're going to get one side equal to 0, so we're going to subtract 100 from both sides. Now these are not like terms, so I can't combine them. 100 minus 100 is 0. Now on this side, we have 121x squared minus 100. Okay, so if we say a squared equals 121x squared, well, if I want to solve for a, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. I'm going to say a equals square root of 121 is 11. Square root of x squared is just x. Okay, if we want to say b squared, the 2 got away from me a little bit there. B squared equals 100. Take the square root of both sides. B is going to equal 10. So this is going to factor into 11x plus 10 times 11x minus 10. And that equals 0. Okay, so now we can set each of the factors equal to 0. We can say 11x plus 10 equals 0. We can subtract 10 from both sides. 10 minus 10 is 0. We get 11x equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 11. and x equals negative 10 elevenths as one of our solutions. For our other solution, we'll say 11x minus 10 equals 0. We're going to add 10 to both sides. 10 minus 10 is 0, so we get 11x equals 10. Divide both sides by 11. And x equals positive 10 elevenths. So our two solutions are x equals 10 elevenths and x equals negative 10 elevenths. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, and you think it'll be helpful to other people, please share it with like-minded individuals. Also, if it did help you out, please like and subscribe. Thank you.